There's one thing you can count on. We might not count on our government. We might not count on, the political leadership making the right decision. You can count on once they make that call, the men and the women in the armed forces doing what they're asked to do, really doing what they're told to do, whether they agree or not. And we've taken it upon ourselves to honor a vet, along with some sponsors, Reb, and we're going to do that as we speak. And this is our first veteran that we'll honor, but we do have some sponsors that have stepped up and agreed to be a part of this.
Title sponsors of this endeavor: McLaughlin Ford, PD Electric, Pepsi of Florence, Heinz Furniture. We also have our supporting sponsors, FTC of Sumter and Boykin Air Conditioning Services, and we'll have some other sponsor prizes to mention in just a few minutes.
And we have with us today Chad Bryant. Chad, good morning.
Good morning.
Chad is a Purple Heart recipient. He was the company commander of the 133rd Military Police Company in Timmonsville. During their tour in Afghanistan in 2011, he lost 3 men to a roadside bomb. Chad is also involved with helping with the PTSD program that the Florence Baptist Temple has just started. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'll ask you the same question I ask everybody that comes in here in relation to the honor of vet. What made you want to be a soldier?
I knew from the time I was born that my dad was a soldier, and it was something I was born with. All I ever dressed up for during Halloween was a soldier, and I played soldier.
Not a quarterback, not a policeman, not a fireman, but a soldier.
Yes, sir.
Good for you. Good for you. I want to ask you this, and say as much or as little as you'd like to say about this, but in Afghanistan 2011, 3 men, and you were there, were lost their lives to a roadside bomb. Once again, as much as you're comfortable with or not, kind of tell us what happened.
And the irony of that is it was actually June 20th, 2012, wow. When they were killed. Our tour was 11 to 12, but the anniversary being yesterday. But there was a significant attack on June the 1st at a larger base down the road from us, and we had intelligence of where that attack was planned. And we were told to increase that pressure on that insurgent network, and that's what we did. And obviously, just as you've been discussing this morning, same type situation. It's a hornet's nest when you're dealing with those types of individuals. And we had a patrol that set up a hasty checkpoint, and an insurgent came out of a building, just a hasty attack. It was a last-minute opportunity for him, but he donned a suicide vest is actually what the explosion was. And it killed 3 of my soldiers.
Wow.
And wounded another 5 to the point that they didn't return to the battle.
Let me ask you this: when you see something like, obviously you're thankful and grateful to be here today.
Absolutely.
But there'll always be a hole in your heart and a hole in your life that I feel unworthy. I keep saying that when I talk to people like you. I feel unworthy. I'm a smart aleck with a big mouth that's allowed to run it because of people like you, and to celebrate in a weird way the anniversary of what happened is just, it's humbling to me. You've decided to help people that are dealing with PTSD and associated with the Baptist Temple. Why is that important to you? And if there's someone listening that needs help,
yes,
how
sir.
can they reach out?
Anytime you are exposed to combat or any traumatic situation along those lines, it affects different people different ways. But for me, I did develop symptoms and signs of post-traumatic stress, and something I dealt with after Iraq and after Afghanistan. But first of all, I want to be very clear. I'm a nobody. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by heroes, and that's how I look at it. But returning home was a challenge, and I searched and floundered, finding direction after coming home from Afghanistan. I came in contact with a Vietnam vet that was a Purple Heart recipient. He and I developed a relationship, and he was still struggling after his time in Vietnam. And I knew then, by watching him open up to me, that veterans could help veterans. I wasn't exactly sure of the direction of where that would go, but I knew it was time for me to change uniforms, so to speak. And I left the military in December. And we've started this. It's a group called Wounded Spirits, and it's a biblical approach to treating post-traumatic stress. But it's veterans helping veterans, and a lot of times they'll open up to someone that has an understanding of the dirt they've slept on and the things they've dealt with. and we just want to help one another, because those guys have earned it. They paid a price, and they deserve a right to be happy and find that fulfillment.
Well, God bless you for that, man. We applaud you. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. As I said, I live this crazy cool life, but I know somebody paid a price. And it's interesting to put a face with a situation. And from me, and I know our listeners, thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Let's tell Chad what our listeners or what our sponsor has been kind enough to do.
And once again, McLaughlin Ford, Pepsi of Florence, PD Electric, Heinz Furniture of Sumter, and our supporting sponsors, FTC of Sumter and Boykin Air Conditioning Services. And on behalf of all of our sponsors, we present you with a night at Hotel Florence downtown, a little staycation for you in downtown Florence, a dinner for two at Texas Roadhouse. We have a gift bag courtesy of Pepsi of Florence, and some virtual golf for you courtesy of the 19th Green Indoor Golf Center. So just a small token of appreciation for your service.
And I know we went a little long. Ain't no way I'm cutting that guy off.
That's right.
We'll pay bills in the next hour. Back in a minute.